71-year-old man died in his sleep. For bedtime habits you must avoid after 70. Part 1. The silent danger lurking in your bedroom. A tragic story that could have been prevented. It was just another quiet evening in a small suburban neighborhood. The sun had set behind the trees, casting a golden glow through the windows of a modest home where John, a 71-year-old retired teacher, sat sipping his tea and reading the newspaper. He laughed with his wife over their shared memories of raising their 2 children, and he even joked about how fast time had flown by. There were no signs of trouble, no chest pain, no shortness of breath. Just a normal day, like any other. At 9:30 p.m., John kissed his wife goodnight, adjusted his pillow, and slipped under the covers. She heard him snore softly within minutes. And then silence. The next morning, she gently reached out to touch his shoulder, expecting to see his eyes flutter open with that warm smile she'd loved for over 40 years. But there was no movement, no response, just stillness. By the time the paramedics arrived, it was too late. John was gone, taken quietly in the middle of the night, without warning, without struggle. His family was stunned. So was his doctor. Autopsy reports showed no immediate cause of death, just a silent failure of the heart during sleep. This story might sound familiar. Maybe you've heard something similar from a neighbor, a friend, or even a relative. Perhaps you've felt it yourself, waking up one morning to the news that someone you knew, who seemed perfectly fine the day before, is now gone. What happened? Could it have been prevented? And more importantly, could it happen to you? Why this matters more than ever. As we grow older, especially after age 70, our bodies change in ways we often don't fully understand. Our metabolism slows down. Our organs become less efficient. Our ability to regulate temperature, blood pressure, and even oxygen levels becomes more fragile. Yet, many seniors continue with the same bedtime habits they've had for decades, unaware that these routines, which once helped them relax and fall asleep, may now be silently increasing their risk of sudden cardiac events, strokes, or even death in their sleep. That's why today, we're diving deep into 4 nighttime habits that millions of seniors unknowingly practice every single night, and how just one of them could be putting your life at risk. These aren't scary myths or exaggerated warnings. These are real, science-backed dangers, backed by medical studies, expert opinions, and real-life stories of people just like you. So ask yourself, do you ever eat a heavy meal right before bed? Do you drink water or tea close to midnight? Do you keep your room warm to feel cozy while sleeping? Do you always lie on your back or stomach because it feels comfortable? If you answered yes to any of those questions, you're not alone. In fact, most seniors do. But what feels comforting might actually be dangerous. Meet Frank, a cautionary tale. Let me introduce you to Frank, a 74-year-old retiree from Florida. Like John, Frank lived a simple, peaceful life. He enjoyed watching baseball, gardening, and occasionally playing chess with his grandson. One night, Frank went to bed feeling tired but content. He had eaten a large plate of lasagna for dinner around 9 p.m., drank 2 glasses of water, and kept the thermostat at 75 degrees Fahrenheit because he liked to stay warm. He always slept on his back, arms tucked behind his head, thinking about the day. At 3:15 a.m., his wife woke up to use the bathroom. She turned to look at Frank beside her and realized he wasn't breathing. She called 911 immediately, but by the time help arrived, there was nothing they could do. Frank's body had simply shut down during sleep. His autopsy revealed signs of undiagnosed sleep apnea, thickened blood due to mild dehydration, and elevated blood pressure. All of these conditions were likely worsened by his bedtime habits, habits he thought were harmless. The science behind it all. Did you know that between 20% and 30% of all cardiovascular deaths occur during sleep? According to the American Heart Association, sudden cardiac arrest is more common at night than during the day, especially among seniors. Why? Because when we sleep, our body naturally lowers its blood pressure and heart rate. However, if you go to bed with high blood sugar, an overloaded digestive system, poor circulation, or restricted airflow, your body doesn't get the rest it needs. Instead, it's working overtime trying to compensate, sometimes with deadly consequences. Think of it this way. Imagine your body as a car engine. During the day, it's running at full speed. At night, it should be idling, resting, and recharging. But if you're eating late, drinking too much, sleeping in the wrong position, or overheating your room, You're essentially forcing the engine to work hard while it's supposed to be cooling down. Eventually, something breaks. Why we need to pay attention now? The truth is, aging doesn't mean giving up comfort, but it does require us to be smarter about how we take care of ourselves. Small changes can make big differences. Here's what you'll discover in the following sections. Why eating a late-night snack isn't helping you sleep better. It's harming your heart. How drinking too much water before bed can lead to falls, confusion, and even cognitive decline. Why keeping your bedroom warm might feel cozy, but it's making your heart work harder than it should. And finally, the number one sleeping position that puts unnecessary strain on your heart and lungs every single night. Each of these habits might seem minor on their own, but together, they form a dangerous cocktail that can disrupt your sleep, weaken your health, and, in worst-case scenarios, cost you your life. Are you making these mistakes? Before we dive into each habit in detail, let's pause and reflect. Ask yourself, have you ever woken up in the middle of the night with heartburn or a racing heartbeat? Have you fallen getting up to use the bathroom at night? Do you wake up feeling sweaty, groggy, or exhausted, even though you slept all night? Do you snore loudly or wake up gasping for air? If you answered yes to any of these, you're not alone. Millions of seniors face the same issues, and many don't realize that these problems are connected to their nightly routines. But here's the good news. You can change that. You can take control of your sleep, improve your health, and reduce your risk of sudden nighttime complications, starting tonight. All it takes is awareness, a little effort, and a few smart adjustments. So, are you ready to learn the 4 bedtime habits that could be silently hurting your health, and what you can do instead? Let's begin with the first one. Part 2. Bedtime habit number 1. Eating too late at night. The hidden risk of late-night meals. Imagine this scenario. It's 9:30 p.m. You've just finished watching the evening news. You feel a bit hungry, so you grab a sandwich, some leftovers, or maybe even order pizza. You tell yourself it's okay, you're going to sleep soon anyway. Sound familiar? For many seniors, late-night meals are a regular part of the routine. Some do it out of habit. Others do it because they didn't feel hungry earlier. And some believe that eating before bed helps them fall asleep faster. But here's the hard truth. Eating a heavy meal too close to bedtime, especially after age 70, can put serious stress on your heart, increase your risk of acid reflux, and even raise your chances of having a stroke or heart attack during sleep. Why? Because as we age, our bodies change. Our metabolism slows down. Our digestive system becomes less efficient. And our heart has to work harder to manage everything, even while we're trying to rest. How aging affects digestion and sleep. When you were younger, you could probably eat a big meal right before bed and still fall asleep easily. Maybe you even felt sleepy afterward. But now, after 70, things are different. Your stomach produces less acid, making digestion slower and less efficient. Your intestines move food more slowly. And lying down shortly after eating increases the chance of acid reflux, a condition that affects nearly 40% of seniors over 65. Moreover, when you eat late at night, your body remains in a state of alert. Instead of relaxing and entering deep, restorative sleep, it's busy digesting food, producing insulin, and regulating blood sugar levels. This creates a chain reaction: elevated heart rate, increased blood pressure, disrupted melatonin production, poor sleep quality. And for people with diabetes, prediabetes, or hypertension, this can be especially dangerous. Real-life example, Mary's story. Mary, a 72-year-old grandmother from Texas, used to love eating a bowl of ice cream before bed. She said it helped her unwind and made her feel sleepy. But over time, she started waking up in the middle of the night with a burning sensation in her chest. Sometimes, she even coughed violently or choked slightly, scaring herself awake. She visited her doctor, who diagnosed her with gastroesophageal reflux disease, GERD. When asked about her diet, Mary admitted she ate late most nights and often fell asleep with food still in her stomach. Her doctor explained how late-night eating was contributing to her symptoms and possibly increasing her risk of heart problems. After adjusting her schedule and finishing dinner by 7 p.m., Mary noticed a dramatic improvement. She stopped waking up with heartburn, slept more deeply, and even felt more energetic during the day. Scientific evidence. What research says. Numerous studies have shown a link between late-night eating and increased health risks in older adults. A 2021 study published in the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine found that seniors who regularly consumed large meals within 2 hours of bedtime were twice as likely to experience nighttime awakenings and had a 35% higher risk of developing metabolic syndrome, a cluster of conditions that increase the risk of heart disease, stroke, and diabetes. Another study from Harvard Th Chan School of Public Health highlighted how late-night eating disrupts circadian rhythms, leading to impaired glucose tolerance and increased inflammation, both of which are linked to cardiovascular disease. Even more alarming, researchers found that elderly participants who frequently ate late at night had a higher incidence of nocturnal heart attacks compared to those who followed a more structured eating schedule. What happens in your body when you eat before bed? Let's break it down step by step. Digestion begins. As soon as you eat, your stomach starts producing acid to break down food. Lying down increases reflux risk. When you lie flat, gravity no longer keeps stomach acid in place, allowing it to rise into the esophagus. Heart rate stays elevated. Digestion requires energy, which means your heart continues to pump harder than it should during rest. Blood sugar spikes. If your meal contains carbohydrates or sugar, your body releases insulin to process it, disrupting sleep hormones. Sleep becomes fragmented. You may drift off initially, but your body's internal systems remain active, preventing you from reaching deep REM sleep. Over time, this pattern wears down your body and mind. Solutions: how to adjust your routine. So what can you do to protect your heart and improve your sleep? Here are some practical steps. Finish your last meal by 7 p.m. Give your body at least 3 to 4 hours to digest before lying down. Choose light snacks if needed. If you feel hungry before bed, opt for something easy to digest like a handful of almonds, a banana with peanut butter, herbal tea with honey. Avoid spicy, greasy, or acidic foods. These are more likely to trigger reflux. Sit upright for at least 30 minutes after eating. This helps prevent acid from rising into your throat. Elevate your head slightly while sleeping. Using an extra pillow or an adjustable bed can reduce nighttime reflux. A simple change can save your life. Remember John, the man who passed away in his sleep? His family later learned that he often ate late, sometimes as late as 10 p.m. They also discovered he had struggled with occasional heartburn and fatigue, but never saw the connection. Had he known how late-night eating affected his heart and sleep, he might still be here today. The lesson is clear. Small changes in your daily habits can have a powerful impact on your long-term health. By simply adjusting when and what you eat before bed, you can significantly reduce your risk of nighttime complications and wake up feeling refreshed, energized, and healthier. Part 3. Bedtime habit number 3. Sleeping in a room that's too warm. The hidden danger of overheating at night. Picture this. It's a chilly winter night. The wind howls outside. You wrap yourself in thick blankets, turn up the thermostat, and sink into your warm bed. It feels cozy, comforting, safe. But what you might not realize is that while you're trying to stay warm, your body is actually being put under unnecessary stress, especially if you're over 70. Sleeping in a room that's too hot isn't just uncomfortable. It can silently harm your heart, disrupt your sleep, and even increase your risk of serious health complications, including stroke or sudden death during sleep. You might be thinking, how could something as simple as temperature affect my health so drastically? Let's explore why keeping your bedroom cool is one of the most powerful, yet overlooked, ways to protect your health after 70. Why cooler is better for seniors. As we age, our bodies lose their ability to regulate temperature efficiently. Our sweat glands become less active. Our blood vessels don't dilate as quickly, and our natural cooling system becomes slower and less effective. That means when the room gets too warm at night, your body has a harder time adjusting, and your heart pays the price. Here's what happens inside your body when you sleep in a warm room. Your core body temperature rises. Your heart has to work harder to pump blood and release heat. Blood vessels constrict, increasing blood pressure. Dehydration sets in, even if you drank enough water earlier in the day. Breathing becomes shallow and irregular. Melatonin production is disrupted, affecting sleep quality. All of these changes can lead to restless sleep, morning fatigue, and long-term damage to your cardiovascular system, especially if you already have high blood pressure, diabetes, or heart disease. In fact, studies show that seniors who consistently sleep in overheated rooms are more likely to suffer from nighttime awakenings, increased heart strain, and even cognitive decline over time. Real-life story: Frank's struggle with heat at night. Frank was a 74-year-old retiree who loved reading before bed. He always kept his bedroom at a comfortable 75 degrees Fahrenheit, 24 degrees Celsius, believing that staying warm would help him fall asleep faster. Night after night, he'd wake up drenched in sweat, tossing and turning under heavy flannel sheets and a thick comforter. In the morning, he felt groggy, dehydrated, and tired, even though he thought he had slept well. One night, after watching a health documentary on senior sleep habits, Frank realized that his warm sleeping environment might be part of the problem. He decided to try an experiment. For 1 week, he lowered his thermostat to 65 degrees Fahrenheit, 18 degrees Celsius, switched to lightweight cotton pajamas, and used a fan to circulate air in the room. By the third night, he noticed a dramatic difference. He fell asleep faster, stayed asleep longer, and woke up feeling refreshed, without waking up sweaty or gasping for air. His wife even commented that his snoring had decreased, and he seemed more alert during the day. Frank's small change led to big improvements, and it all started with lowering the temperature in his bedroom. Scientific evidence: what research says about bedroom temperature. A growing body of research supports the importance of cooler sleeping environments for older adults. According to a study published in the Journal of Sleep Research, maintaining a bedroom temperature between 60 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit, 15 to 19 degrees Celsius, helps promote deeper REM sleep, the stage of sleep responsible for memory consolidation, emotional regulation, and brain detoxification. Another study from the University of California, San Francisco found that seniors who slept in warmer rooms experienced higher rates of fragmented sleep, increased nighttime awakenings, and lower oxygen saturation levels compared to those who slept in cooler conditions. Even more concerning, researchers discovered that mild dehydration due to overheating at night was linked to thicker blood, which increases the risk of blood clots, strokes, and heart attacks, particularly in older adults. And perhaps most importantly, a Harvard Medical School report highlighted that poor sleep quality caused by high room temperatures was associated with accelerated cognitive decline, including higher risks of dementia and Alzheimer's disease among seniors. What happens when your body overheats during sleep? Let's break down the chain reaction that occurs when your room is too warm. Core body temperature rises. As the ambient temperature increases, your body struggles to lower its internal temperature naturally. Heart works harder. To compensate, your heart pumps more blood to the skin to release heat, putting extra strain on your cardiovascular system. Dehydration occurs. Even mild sweating at night can lead to fluid loss, making blood thicker and increasing clotting risk. Breathing becomes shallow. Warmer air often contains less oxygen, making breathing less efficient and increasing the chance of snoring or apnea events. Melatonin disruption. High temperatures interfere with melatonin production, preventing you from entering deep, restorative stages of sleep. Morning fatigue sets in. Waking up tired, groggy, or with a headache becomes common, and over time, this pattern weakens your immune system and mental clarity. This cycle doesn't just leave you feeling tired, it can quietly erode your health over months and years. Solutions: how to create the perfect sleep environment. So what can you do to protect your heart and improve your sleep? Here are some practical steps. Set your thermostat between 60 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit, 15 to 19 degrees Celsius. This range is ideal for promoting healthy sleep cycles and reducing nighttime disruptions. Use breathable bedding materials. Choose cotton sheets, bamboo pillowcases, and moisture-wicking pajamas instead of synthetic fabrics that trap heat. Invest in a cooling mattress pad or pillow. These products help regulate body temperature and prevent overheating during the night. Use a fan or open a window. Circulating fresh air keeps your room cool and improves oxygen flow while you sleep. Avoid electric blankets and heated mattress pads. While they may feel comforting, they raise your body temperature and disrupt natural sleep rhythms. Try a cooling eye mask or chilled compress. These can help lower your body temperature and signal to your brain that it's time to relax and sleep. The power of a cool night's rest. Remember John, the man who passed away in his sleep? His family later learned that he always kept his room quite warm, around 72 degrees Fahrenheit, 22 degrees Celsius, and slept under thick blankets year-round. He also reported frequent night sweats and waking up thirsty in the middle of the night. These were early warning signs that his body was struggling to regulate temperature during sleep, but no one connected the dots until it was too late. The truth is, many seniors unknowingly create dangerous sleeping conditions simply because they believe warmth equals comfort. But now you know better. By making small adjustments to your sleep environment, like lowering the thermostat or choosing lighter bedding, you can dramatically reduce your risk of nighttime complications and wake up feeling more energized than ever. Cooler sleep doesn't just mean better rest. It means a healthier heart, sharper mind, and stronger body.